Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Everybody officially here. Let me see. You know, YouTube on hate. I'm just looking at this. Unsupported resolution. Let me see. Let me see what they do. Let me see what YouTube is trying to do now to stop my fucking programs. Let's see. There's always something with these devil worshipping pieces of shit. So don't mind me while I expose it. Because it's not one thing, it's another, right? So all these people want to do is dick ride the shit out of me. Of course, because they don't want me to get the truth out there. They don't want you guys hearing the truth either. Because the truth shall set you free. See what I'm saying? I've been having difficulties for the last few minutes. Let me check something real quick. The hate is real out here. YouTube, you can suck a dick. I'm letting you know that right now. You evil motherfuckers, man. Yeah, evil, man. So other people are they evil, man. And they don't want me exposing, but we're going to expose it anyway, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. And don't get on my lawsuit next. Because there's enough fucking rap music up here that say suck my dick, bitch, nigga, slut, whore, and none of you motherfuckers are censoring it. None of you motherfuckers are taking it down. Before I get into that, let me do this too, before they dick ride me further.
Please be mindful this show is for 18 years of age and older. All copyright laws will be respected, but this show is intended to use the Fair Use Act of it. Thank you very much. Please do remember that the New Right Party channel and the New Red Party show is sponsored by patriots like you. And as long as you're sending these donations, it allows me to create the content that will continue to make these motherfuckers sick. As you were.
Versus the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it. Versus the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it.
CEO, bullshit, paying for the pussy, I endorse it, riding through the city, that's my off.
Yeah, I'm in the fucking building, man. They don't want a nigga shining out this motherfucker, man. YouTube about to get their shit suit out they mark bitch ass. We got all the evidence needed to go ahead and go forward with our lawsuit. So we're giving you an update on that. We are suing the shit out of Facebook and Instagram. You hear it here first. You know I'm a man of my word. Okay, hold on, y'all. We got some issues here with the program. I need to make sure everything's up to motherfucking code. Hold on, y'all. So now we know what it is. Let me go back to using this as my default. There we go. Okay. So a lot has happened. Of course, you know, we went to the White House. And if I'm at the White House, you're at the White House. tomorrow I will be doing a show on exposing this fraud-ass conservative named Kevin Martin. You know, I should just leave this piece of shit nobody alone. But I have to expose him because if I don't, then this could actually hurt the conservative movement. No, truly, it can. Let me explain to you why. If black folks hear that there's a black dude that hates being black, typical Uncle Ruckus ass motherfucker, who thinks black women are hood rats and black men are straight drug dealers, who says that he doesn't go to the White House to sit with a bunch of black kids, it's just going to make it look bad, and black people aren't going to really want to stand behind this president with this piece of shit. Shout out to my brother Uber guy in the building. Of course, YouTube is lying. It says there's 31 people on here watching, but it's clearly over 100 people watching because I see different on my end. I see different on my end. Now, first thing first, J. Smollett and his fraudulent ass allegations. You know, there's a ton of shit online, people talking about it, you know, but I had to go and just do some. I had to go do some investigative reporting. Because for me, it just, none of this shit seems right, right? J. Smollett is not new to Hollywood. J. Smollett's whole family has been in Hollywood for years. Like for years. Shout out to retrojunk.com. But of course, I remembered the show. And it was a brother inside my DM that also sent the link. But I planned on touching it anyway. But it was good that he gave me a link because it saved me the time of having to find it. Ralph Lewis Harris is a comedian. And this comedian, who's also related to Kamala Harris and to Jesse's mother, whose maiden name is Harris, once was on a show with all of their relatives. This is actually a family sitcom where all the individuals involved in this sitcom were all relatives. Hollywood has been using television and movies for a very long time to indoctrinate people into this slave New World Order mentality. To keep you pacified. J. Smollett's sister. Oh, them bitches are jumping out now and they're blaming the media and the Chicago police. Everyone wants to come out and blame everyone but Jesse for what he did. But we're going to break down a lot of shit today on this show so we can actually explain to you what's going on. Okay? J. Smollett lied. His mother wasn't a part of no motherfucking Black Panther Party. He's a lying piece of shit. Straight liar. He's a liar. And the thing is that they think that because Google... See, let me show you something real quick before we get into this. I want to show you something. What Google is an instrument used by the Illuminati to keep track of you, your whereabouts. If you don't believe me, go on your phone and talk about wanting to go back to school and watch how fast you'll get calls from people soliciting you to go to school, asking you if you want to go to school, so on and so forth. I just text someone and they need to pray and they need Jesus in their life. And I literally got a phone call this morning saying, do you need someone to pray for you? Would you like to have someone pray for you? Because Google is listening. Whenever you download the app on your phone or you use Google as a search engine, Google is listening on your phone. You're no longer safe, so as long as you have these apps running in your phone. When you go to Google J. Smollett's mother's maiden name, this is what comes up. Anything but his fucking black ass ugly mother. And I called that bitch ugly because I can. This is not the politically correct show. I fucked up and I erased a whole bunch of damn good fucking episodes feeling like I needed to be politically correct when I don't fucking gotta do shit. And I ain't gotta do none of that. The only thing I gotta fucking be is honest with my motherfucking self and honest with you. Giving my straight, honest opinion. When you Google J. Smollett's mother's maiden name, you'll see a whole bunch of white folks, but not J. Smollett's black ass mother. Shit, you'll even see Harvey Weinstein picture pop up. None of this shit got to do with anything of J. Smollett's mother's maiden name. You know, I was at the Trump Hotel and I was there with what's the brother's name? From it was United. I don't want to say. I don't want to butcher the brother's name. Give me one moment, and I'm gonna get into it. Let me get right into it. Hold on. Yeah, that's it. Will Johnson. And you had this dumbass fuckboy out of D.C. with dreads claiming that Trump's not positive. Trump's not positive, Trump's not positive, Trump's not positive, Trump's not positive. You had him walk up, and he told me that, what about the Central Park 5? First of all, this young pussy boy probably wasn't even alive when the Central Park 5 case took place. That's first and foremost. He looked every bit of 20 years old, if that. He came this close to getting his shit smacked out of him. I had to stand up because I was sitting down and I had my shoes off because I just finished walking and it was a rally. I basically had to walk a couple miles, some very expensive shoes that were unforgiving to my feet. So Will seeing me in there, you know, he came to me because, you know, he knows I know how to speak real nigga. This kid wasn't a real nigga. He's a dumb nigga. And there's a difference between the two. And I don't give a fuck what color you is. If you my nigga, you my nigga. If you's a dumb nigga, you's a dumb nigga. This was a dumbass nigga. So then he brings up the topic of the Central Park 5. And he says that Trump never apologized. I told him actually Trump did. He said, find it. Google it. So I go and Google. You can't find it in Google. Because Google hides the information from you. So then we went to a streaming source called DuckDuckGo. As soon as they went in there, Melissa, the right Melissa went in there. As soon as she went in there, it was right there. And then afterwards, if you've seen it, then you know what he said. He's a fucking idiot. Straight idiot. But he came this close to getting the shit smacked out of him. And shorty, if you're watching this, if somehow you found my name and you see this, when I come in D.C. and you see me at the Trump again, you can get the shit smacked out of you. You came this close, literally. That's why you started to say you didn't want to argue, this is just a debate. That's the reason why you didn't really want them problems, because when I stood up, you understood I was going to break your fucking face. But let me get into this. So Google, it hides everything it can. Look, J. Smollett's maiden name. Look at the top. See, I got it there. This is what comes up. But go into DuckDuckGo and put that shit in. Oh, Kamala Harris released a statement after families admits the. We ain't gonna get into that. I want to get into something else. I just want to point out. I'm going to read all of this, but there's something that I want to get in here and I want to point out. As I find it, hold on. This kid's mother and Kamala Harris could be sisters. Hold on. Let me get to it. Just bear with me, people. But who is J. Smollett's mother? I'm going to bring it to the top so we can read along together. It's the first sentence right here above it. J. Smollett's whole family is an Illuminati puppet show, and they've been put into place and groomed to keep you stupid as fuck. Well, who is J. Smollett's mother? Well, her maiden name is Jeanette Harris, now named Jeanette Smollett, who is actually J. Smollett's mother, and her sister is Kamala Harris. And this is far less than 6 degrees of separation, anyone. This is direct family. Direct family. Of course, you know I visited my brother in the hospital, and we will have his GoFundMe posted, so everyone can actually go and support the brother because he was on tour, and before someone sabotaged his White House visit, his iconic White House, his iconic White House visit, because they don't want the truth out there. But you know, Tony X don't give a fuck about none of that shit. My coat's bulletproof, bitch. I keep a whole bunch of pistols around me. I got a badass white woman who's Annie motherfucking Coyote, and she gonna let that shit go if I fucking tell her to. So coming at me is just the wrong thing to come at, because I don't give a fuck either. But who is J. Smollett's mother? Well, her maiden name is Jeanette Harris, now Jeanette Smollett, who is actually J. Smollett's mother, and her sister is Kamala Harris. The fuck, I said it. Them bitches are related. Half sisters. Kamala Harris talking about reparations and her fucking family owned a slave plantation. I wonder if that bitch is gonna pay me part of her motherfucking salary, since I know I'm homegrown black nigga. I wonder if that bitch is gonna cut me a check for reparations. And I said to you guys during the rally, why haven't they talked about reparations 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Why are they now talking about it now? It's because they believe black people are dumb as fuck. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Black people are scared of these white devils because black people have seen what they've done the whole entire time. To take to take the scrutiny off of Jesse, they have now gone wild with R. Kelly. And let me explain something to you. I am no friend of anyone who sexually assaults women or, you know, who rapes kids or anything else, but let me explain something to you. There's a statute of limitations in Chicago on sexual assault. It's true. There's a statute of limitations on everything but murder in Chicago. So legally, they can't charge R. Kelly with anything. If he did it past 5 years ago, unless they're showing you something that happened within the last 5 years. From 2015 on, they're not supposed to be able to charge R. Kelly with anything. The reason why they charge R. Kelly, and the reason why you see this scumbag lawyer popping up now saying that he has tapes of R. Kelly. Remember, this is the same guy who has Stormy Daniels. This is Michael Avenatti. Same guy.
If you shop on Amazon, you should.
The same guy who said that Stormy Daniels was the truth. This same guy who's ripped off Stormy Daniels. This same piece of shit who had that lying bitch come up and say that she watched multiple gang rapes has now come into possession of tapes of R. Kelly. How do you think he got them? This is an Illuminati puppet. This is an Illuminati puppet. He got the tapes because he got it from his Illuminati handlers. A way to save his career. A way to try to keep him relevant. Because we all know ain't no niggas giving him this tape. Why give Michael Avenatti the tape? There are tons of other lawyers out there you could give this information to. But why is it that the same Illuminati puppets keep popping up and showing face and they're jumping all over television? Just think about it. Where did he come from? In the wake of the J.Smollett allegations, Trump hating Avenatti with his fuckboy face comes out the blue and says he has tapes of R. Kelly. First of all, he said this before Smollett's case changed directions and he became not a victim but an actual perpetrator in the crime. He already announced that there was tapes he had of R. Kelly. Because they threw him under the bus. They threw R. Kelly under the bus. They allowed R. Kelly to linger just like they did Bill Cosby. Linger around as if he cannot be touched. And when they were ready to call in his card to destroy him, they sent the Illuminati puppet Michael Avenatti in. Then he says that he came in contact with yet another video of R. Kelly. And I mean, damn, R. Kelly, you got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the world to have all. You should have learned from the first VHS tape, nigga. I mean, damn, you got the whole world fucked up right now, man. You's a dumb motherfucker, man. Because your Illuminati handlers allowed you to run around and fuck underage girls and you didn't think that you was going to have to answer for it one day. Just like Bill Cosby didn't think giving bitches Quaaludes was going to amount to something at the end of the day. Oh, it amounts to a lot. See, what they do is they allow you to have your vices. They let you keep them. They cultivate them so they can have these things they can use against you when they want to or when you decide to go against them. This is the distraction. But you know what black people see? Black people see that the media will destroy a black man any chance they get. And I mean, of course, R. Kelly destroyed himself. But I'm not a believer of coincidences. So at the same time that J. Smollett's case gets national attention, they throw R. Kelly under the bus thinking that his case would eclipse J. Smollett's. Oh, no. It's not. It's not. Whoever had these tapes of R. Kelly and decided to give them up, why aren't they in jail for having child pornography? Why aren't they arrested for having child pornography? They were in possession of it. If you or I had that tape, and we had it for years, because of course it has to be years and date. It's not new. So if we've had it for years and had this information for years, we would be charged with possession of child pornography. Why wasn't this individual? I'll tell you why. Because it was time for R. Kelly to pay the piper. It was time for R. Kelly to fall on the Illuminati sword so the bigger puppet, J. Smollett, wouldn't receive the scrutiny just deserved. Let me play this. This is Ralph Lewis Harris, comedian from California, also related to the Smollett family, related directly to J. Smollett's mother, and Kamala Harris. And he was a cross-dressing little fuckboy too. JoJo Smollett, J. Smollett's older brother. Remember, this was the tap dancing nigga. You forgot? He was tap dancing, chucking and jiving for you. You forgot? Then he got the dreads and shit. See his sister? Jazz Smollett. And gay ass J. Smollett himself. Renee Smollett, who's the now younger sister under him that says it's the media's fault that this is happening. Little brother Jake Smollett. Jaquay Smollett. This is the only female on the show who isn't related to Kamala Harris. The dog is related to Kamala Harris. They're actually sister and brother. Born from the same bitch. Oh yeah. What are the media gonna say? That they let this guy go to the White House after what he says about Kamala Harris? Fuck that bitch. Let me get into something because I rather enjoyed watching this. Oh wait, not that.
Tonight, Unsolved Mysteries!
Who the hell is Kimberly Fox? Why the fuck is Hillary Clinton endorsing Kamala Harris for the 2020 election?
Kamala Harris.
Well, we already know if this bitch is endorsing Kamala Harris. We already know if this bitch is endorsing Kamala Harris. We already know that Kamala Harris is part of the Illuminati. But we already knew that because we're not stupid.
Jesse and Kamala related? And the most important question, is Jesse being used as a puppet to satisfy?
He's a willing participant. Someone being used is someone they don't have any knowledge of it, or they're being forced to be in that situation. He's a willing participant. These people don't give a fuck about you and I. They care about themselves.
Satisfy the higher-ups. Put on your ski masks, grab a bottle of bleach, and strap in for the most racist and homophobic 2 a.m. walk to Subway you've ever experienced. We should all...
Anyone going to Subway at 2 a.m. in the morning that's been in Hollywood getting butt fucked since they were 11 years old, it's a liar. If you don't think that this gay nigga had food in his house, you stupid. You dumb as fuck. The only way a gay man will be leaving his house, or a straight man will be leaving his house between the hours of 2 and 4 in the morning will be for sex. If you're gay, you trying to get some dick, and if you're straight, you trying to get some pussy. That's the only way a nigga gonna travel in the snow, is for some sex. Not for no fucking Subway sandwich. If you don't think this nigga had cans of beefaroni in that motherfucking cupboard, you are stupid. We're gonna get into his phone records and how that fucked him up as well.
All know by now that the entire hoax was designed to push the Justice for Victims of Lynching Act into law, drafted by...
Now here's something I want to tell you. It's been sponsored by Kamala Harris, 06/28/2018. It's already a federal crime to lynch someone. It's already a federal crime to lynch someone. It's called a hate crime. And any crime that falls in the realm of a hate crime is a federal offense. This is just something that she put up there because she wanted to have this for her presidential run. She wanted to have this for a presidential run so she could try to make it seem like she cares about black folks. Here it is, though. This bitch is Indian and white. How are we gonna get to all this?
By lying political shills, Kamala Harris and Cory Booker. If you're not already aware of this unbelievably crazy coincidence, watch my last video to get up to date. So, in the last week, this whole situation's gotten heaps crazier. Jesse's been charged with a felony disorderly conduct for filing a false police report, even though the cheeky cunt pleaded innocent to all charges. That's right, he's still pretending like he didn't orchestrate the whole thing. But wait, did he orchestrate the whole thing?
Yes.
Here's where it gets really messy. His phone records were handed over to the police, again, but the cops rejected it, again, saying that way too much information was removed. His manager was apparently on the phone to him at the time, and heard the scary Trump supporters say something about making America great again. Jesse's lawyer stated that any redacted information was intended to protect the privacy of personal contacts or high-profile individuals not relevant to the attack. In other words, people that were involved, but weren't either attacking him or on the phone to him at the time. So we can assume it's an outright lie when he originally said it was for security.
Private pictures and videos and numbers, my partner's number, my family's number, my castmates' numbers, my friends' numbers, my private emails, my private songs, my private voice emails.
He'll be put in front of a grand jury sometime next week to lie even more. Speaking of lying, in 2007, he lied to the cops.
I hope that, well, he didn't go to the in front of the grand jury, but I hope he does go in front of the grand jury, and I hope he does lie some more so that he can then be charged with lying to a fucking grand jury. We're going to get into all this. This is a long show today, y'all. I know you miss me, but I'm going fucking savage today, y'all. I don't have time for the bullshit. I've been away. It's been some time. I had to get ready to go to D.C. There was a lot of things going on that I had to take care of. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Today, I got fucking time. I got fucking time today.
It's about being his brother after getting pulled over drunk and driving without a license. The two brothers that were paid to attack Jesse came clean and told the cops that it was Jesse's definitely paid them to call him a faggot, cover him in bleach and put a rope around his neck, and that Jesse faked the spooky anthrax letter himself, but they still won't testify against him in court. The grand jury hearing has been postponed 2 weeks, and the brothers will now be testifying against him. Empire has removed him from the show. For real.
Empire removed him from the show because I said he was going to boycott Fox. But guess what, Fox? Guess what the fuck, Fox? We about to boycott you anyway.
This time?
You've been giving money to Kamala Harris. You've been giving money to Kamala Harris, Fox. Oh, you fucked up now.
Maybe not, though. The executives producing the show clearly still like him, even though he's a lying shithead. They like Kamala Harris, too. They paid campaign donation.
I need you to get in here and hit that fucking like button.
To her for her 2020 election, and so did the acting agency that owns Jesse. State Attorney Kimberly Fox pulled herself out of the whole situation without an explanation, which doesn't happen unless there's a conflict of interest with people involved, or rather, a potential witness. And it just so happens that she was mentored by, you guessed it, Kamala Harris. Fishy bitch. The most fucked up part of all. Apparently Jesse's mother's maiden name is Harris. A dude on Twitter even straight up called him her crazy nephew, and ended up in a fucking car crash that almost killed him a day later. Jesse's parents live in the Bay Area, and it just so happens that Kamala is from the Bay Area too. What the hell is going on? Why are so many people afraid to be a part of the court case? And why are there so many connections between this crafty beaver and politicians?
Look at this gay motherfucker. Look at this. Look at this shit. 2.5 men. Look at this gay motherfucker. I'm not talking about Jesse. I'm talking about Barack.
Kamala is a fucking liar and always has been. She's been talking openly about smoking weed and wanting to legalize weed, even though she put at least 1,500 people in prison for marijuana crimes.
This bitch put 1,560 people in prison for marijuana-related offenses between 2011 and 2016. In 2016, marijuana was legal in California still. She was locking motherfuckers up.
While actively voting against legalization bills, her dad even got pretty pissed off at her because she stereotyped Jamaicans, so clearly her family hates her. This skank will do anything for votes and money, so it's not even that crazy to think that she'd convince her nephew to fake a hate crime to help her career, and convince him that it'll help his too.
See this bitch next to him? That's his little sister. That's the little one from the show. We gonna get into her too.
What he did is definitely a hate crime.
Yeah, I called her a bitch. You trying to sell out black people? You know they fucking killing us off? And you just a part of the program? Fuck every last one of you and the bitch that had birth to you.
He literally got race involved, when it didn't need to be involved at all. It made news agencies single out straight black men to hate on white Trump supporters, which they didn't appreciate at all because, hey, black people can support Trump too, you fucking racists. This all begs the question, why is this bill so important? Why was it unanimously voted for this time, after repeated failed attempts over the last 100 years? I'm going to end this video off with a 1992 quote from George Bush Sr. If the American people ever find out what we've done, they will chase us down the streets and lynch us.
It kind of catapults the propaganda.
Slam that subscribe button to stay.
Oh, I'm not finished.
guest says records of his phone calls. That's what.
This is how Kamala Harris is going to be fucked up. Because the same time he was in Chicago, Kamala Harris was on the East Coast visiting the snitch Sharpton, the rat Sharpton, who we all know is an FBI informant and collaborator. Why do you think she was going to go see Sharpton? Because she wanted to know what was being said. That's why. She wanted to know what was being said. If he had anything, any information on it whatsoever. Because when she was in New York and did the Breakfast Club and lied about smoking marijuana, she could have seen Al Sharpton then. You go to Sylvia's all-black restaurant and you go there to try to make it seem like you for the black folks. Every real nigga and every nigga that ain't real knows Al Sharpton ain't shit. With his fake-ass Instagram, who we've already proved time and time again is fake. Fake as fuck.
What did him in? Kirk Knudsen, the cyber guy, is with us. Wait a second. He did not allow his phone to be turned over to the cops.
Remember that?
The report.
Chicago police said he refused to turn over his phone. They didn't need it. Do you know why?
Why?
CDRs, it's a call detail report. Every one of the wireless companies keeps such extraordinary records on all of us, including potential liars. And so that's how they caught him, along with.
So he said, no, you're not having my phone. You can't look at my phone. So they said, okay, we'll go to the records. So did they subpoena the wireless company?
Yeah, 3 ways to get it. A warrant, criminal warrant, a subpoena for civil case, or you yourself can actually mail a notarized letter to the wireless carrier asking to see your own CDR if you're the account holder.
Okay.
There's only 3 ways to get it. So police easily got a warrant for this. Probably got, and I don't know, but probably got a warrant for a couple other people involved in this case.
Sure.
To just make sure that information lines up.
Now, you said that it was extraordinary detail.
We're talking about where your phone is when it's making a phone call, getting a phone call, sending a text, or participating in data of any kind. Up to the second it records the timestamp, and then also exactly your location and which cell phone tower geographically that phone is connecting to. So if you want to tell me a story that you and I aren't here in New York, your phone's going to tell us a whole other story, no matter whether you've opted into anything or not.
Any phone call that I make, any text message that I send, there is a record of it, where I was at the time of that making the message or making the call. Where what was in the call? Is that
all right? So not the audio recording. Now they may be keeping that, but it doesn't come in the CDR when you get that data. What phone companies keep is the text log with this extraordinary data, and then it depends on the carrier, but usually under a week is how long they keep the actual full text of a text inside of their systems. So you may not get the exact message that was sent, but you will get that it was sent, who it went to, when it was sent, and where you were when it was sent. And perhaps somebody else is willing to show their phone that's on the other end of that. Police and detectives and federal officers at this point have a trove of data that can tell whether somebody is telling the truth or not. And clearly, the Chicago police believe they have a strong case here against Smollett based on this one CDR.
That's fascinating.
It is.
By the way, you know how to do it. Have you ever gone to the phone company and asked for your phone records?
I'm actually scared to look. I mean, I'm like, this story in itself makes me want to put my phone in the microwave again and just have it. Yeah, no. I still think my $1 billion business would be to create a decoy for our phones and all the digital stuff in our life. So nobody, it says that your phone's in 5 different places at once. I don't know that it's going to succeed, but I've got to work on that.
I like the sound of it.
Yeah. You'll invest? Wait a minute. Let's close him. No, by the end of the day. Hey.
So now, what it shows you is that J. Smollett's phone records fucked him up. And it's quite possible that there is speculation that it is quite possible that he could have been in contact with Kamala Harris. Doesn't get much better than this. Never has Kamala Harris speculated that Justice Smollett is actually her nephew, but as we can see from her reaction a couple days ago, after publicly backing Smollett and his hoax, racist and homophobia MAGA attack, she did not mention that her nephew in her tweets then either.
Questions about whether or not they were too quick to condemn the attackers in the J.Smollett case, including Senator Kamala Harris, who needed a minute to think about whether or not she stood by her previous comment that the attack was an attempted modern-day lynching.
Which tweet? What tweet? About saying that it is a modern-day lynching that... sorry. J.C. Smollett. Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously.
Harris also told me that she is not a lynching.
When the president said that the intelligence on him for Russia was fake, they said the intelligence community would never stand for that. How could he say the intelligence community is a liar while saying that there was no Russian hoax? Do you remember that, people? So after the Chicago police came out and did an extensive investigation, came out and said J.C. Smollett faked this whole shit, she said they still need more facts about the case to come out.
Which tweet? What tweet? About saying that it is a modern-day lynching that... sorry. J.C. Smollett.
This bitch was trying to get up out of there.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously...
This bitch ain't concerned about shit but her own ass. Don't be surprised when it comes out that Kamala Harris has something to do with this. Oh, don't be. Don't be surprised. Because these two big black niggas here are the white MAGA hat wearing attackers who attacked Jesse. Jesse since came out and said he paid them for personal training. That nigga lying like a motherfucker. These folks came out and said, nope. Then they not only gave the police officers the records of the text messages they had between them and Jesse, they also told them which store they went to go buy the shit. Told them what cabs and everything else, after the police, of course, tracked them down. This is a false flag. Just like mass shootings that occur. The mass shootings that occur so they can try to take away your Second Amendment rights. Someone asked me to do something real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Somebody asked me to play something for you guys off my Instagram. So let's just go ahead and do it. I'm only doing this because I love you guys. You guys in the audience, man. You guys are the reason why this gets done. If y'all ready to laugh like a motherfucker, I need y'all to put these fucking ones up right now in the building, man. If y'all ready for this shit, I need to see some fucking ones up in the building right now. Where the fuck the ones at? I need the ones in the building. I had to pay an actor to take care of this and step in this for me because I couldn't find myself reciting these lyrics on my own. Let's get into it. Are y'all ready?
What happened that night, Jesse?
Y'all bet not try it. I did not hire them brothers to jump me. It was cold out there in the street. Fought back by grabbing their cheeks. I can't deny it. I got excited when the Africans grabbed me. They were swollen over 6 feet. All I saw was fist and knees. I'm not a fighter or a gay liar, just an actor from TV. They use rope, some mask, and bleach. Like me that thought shit was sweet. I am a rider, not the horse concert, talking about riding that deep. Not from France, but I like the weep. Not Taraji, but I got the cookie.
Thank you, Jesse. What happened that night, Jesse?
Rock again.
Y'all bet not try it. I did not hire them brothers to jump me. It was cold out there in the street. Fought back by grabbing their cheeks. I can't deny it. I got excited when the Africans grabbed me. They were swollen over 6 feet. All I saw was fist and knees. I'm not a fighter or a gay liar, just an actor from TV. They use rope, some mask, and bleach. Like me that thought shit was sweet. I am a rider, not the horse concert, talking about riding that deep. Not from France, but I like the weep. Not Taraji, but I got the cookie.
I'm gonna have to put that on Apple iTunes. I have to put that on Apple iTunes. Woo! I don't know if y'all seen, but there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to post here. Like we'll get back into the show. We'll take a second real quick. I just wanna put this out there. Beautiful Trump Hotel. Big beautiful American flag. Great room service. I did leave my headphones there, though. I'm pretty upset about that.
Thank you very much, brother.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Clay said, welcome back. So that's like the first time, or second time, or third time being there. I think that was like our fourth.
You know the feature is pretty
We know everything. We practically live here when we're in DC, so.
My name is Sam.
I knew his name was Sam. Shannon forgot.
Enjoy your stay. You eat anything better?
This is the beautiful hotel room me and my wife will be staying in. Say hi, Shannon.
Hi. I love this little area.
Yeah, and Kevin Martin can't afford to be here.
I'm not done with Kevin Martin. Tomorrow I'm going to expose this little fuckboy. Enough's enough. I'm tired. I've been nice. I've been very, very nice. I'm not going to be nice anymore. That's what a 150-gallon tub look like. Shout out to, before we go, we got to make sure I do this real quick. Shout out to SRG Fashion.
You know I'm big on fashion. Check out srgfashion.com for the best suits you can get. Look great being conservative. And also, check out Dog.
Shout out to SRG Fashions. We're going to put up a new commercial form that I have that we are doing for SRG Fashions. And we're going to make sure that you understand what it is to be a fly-ass conservative motherfucker around here. Because only the best of the best. I'm only wearing the best of the best. I'm not putting on nothing that's not the best of the best. I don't need anybody to give me anything free. I have Balmain suits in there, Ralph Lauren suits in there, Versace suits in there, and I will clearly never wear any of those suits again. Unless I'm probably getting on a plane and I don't want to wrinkle up my suits from SRG Fashion. Italian handmade tailored suits.
For me? In the three-piece suit? That guy? That guy you talking about?
Serious.
The guy in the three-piece suit?
Serious.
Huh?
Serious. We don't play those games. We playing hard out there. Look at the wife. Shout out to Neiman Marcus and Hot Mess Dress. Look at this.
Picture, baby. I gotta get a video of you. My sand is better than yours. Picture, baby. I gotta get a video of you. My sand is better than yours.
That girl beautiful. This is how we give it up. Shout out to SRG Fashion. Then we went to go see Kevin. Of course, I know I posted, I think this is the first time we went to go see him. Yeah, this is the first time because the second time I actually posted it on live when we brought him to food because he couldn't eat. He couldn't eat now.
You want to say anything to anybody, brother? Give him the prayers. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He want all the prayers.
I can't talk much. I wish I could eat something.
Lord, because we was going to bring him some fried chicken up in here, but he can't eat or anything, but he...
We did go back, and I did bring that nigga some fried chicken because, you know, that's my brother from another mother. Shannon again.
Shannon, hey. Who are you, brother? Let them know who you are, man.
Jackson. Shout out to the Black Hannity. It's my fucking brother
he
from
is
another.
Sexual Chocolate. That's his name. Jackson Sexual. And then we got the Black Hannity in the building with the exclusive Blexit hat. Bang. Oh, show him how you say bang, bang, bang. I just want to tell Jesse, you stole his story. You stole his story, Jesse. You stole Black Hannity's story. You kind of finagled it real quick, and you changed.
Of course, the White House.
Yeah, people said I wasn't going to make it here, huh? Some people wanted to stop a brother from getting in here. You see who I'm with, though? White House visit.
I want to shout out to the brother that gave me his pen. Took it off of his coat and gave it to me. Let me make sure I get his name correctly. Hold on 1 minute, because I know it, but I don't like butchering people's names. Give me 1 second. Okay, it was Eric Boulder. I wanted to make sure I said his last name correctly. Eric Boulder. We were at the Trump, and I'm sure that some people have pictures of us together. I didn't post the pictures of me and Eric Boulder together, but I'll get them eventually, and I'll post them on Instagram. Maybe some people were upset because they were super fans of his, and he saw my suit, which was immaculately tailored with my Trump tie. This is the actual tie that Donald Trump wears. And he actually gave me his pendant, his American flag pendant.
So it feels good.
But let me see something. Here's why I bought the tie. Because in the Trump, they have Briani suits. And although I do have the best handmade suits in the U.S., Briani suits, they were the suit company that actually dressed James Bond. So their suits are in museums, you know. If SRG Fashions had any competition, it would only be Briani suits. It would only be Briani suits. And because I am sponsored and a representative for SRG Fashions, I wouldn't want to step in any other suit on this planet.
I'm gonna give out the picture information.
Yeah, put my information on the baby. Yeah. How much did you say that this Trump red tie was?
$240.
Yeah, we're gonna get that.
Kevin, you can't get this.
Kevin, you can't buy a $240 tie, Kevin.
This is not for you, Kevin. You couldn't do this. Let me open this up so I can show Kevin what kind of belts he can't buy either. You see these belts, Kevin? Let me show you something, Kevin.
And I can actually go to the closet right now and pick this same belt up, Kevin.
You see these? You see these? Look at this, Kevin. $3,600 for a belt, Kevin. For a belt, Kevin. You couldn't buy this, Kevin. This is not for you, Kevin.
It's not for you, Kevin.
Stop talking.
Stop saying my name when we're not in the same tax bracket, Kevin. I'm not going to devote the whole show on Kevin tomorrow, but I'm going to just post and put it out there of who he is and what he's about because I'm tired of the frauds. It's me and the beautiful wife next to Abe. She was looking just amazing. Melissa from the New Right. I mean, the right Melissa here.
Okay.
The husband.
Anybody drive this besides me?
Having a big dinner.
You come sit at the table with me and break bread with me. Big table.
We left Milwaukee about midnight. We got here at 5 p.m.
I was Bruce Wayne in here.
I've been up since 5 a.m. yesterday.
Put them all together.
Just put the tables together. Just put them all together. Don't worry about it. I want to give a special thanks and shout out to my mentor. I know I have a lot of learning to do and a long way to go, but I love Pastor Scott, man, and everything he's doing for the black community. His beautiful wife. This was just, this is probably one of the main people I could have taken. We could have waited. We could have got pictures with the president. I felt like everybody was on him so much that I'll have my time. It's not the last time I'll be there. I'll be there many more times. And I'll have my opportunity to stand next to him and get the picture. More so when he knows exactly who I am. Not just by an acquaintance, not just by seeing me there often, but as somebody who's actually there working hard to make sure that he's successful. But my hero at the White House is Pastor Scott. That's my hero. Everybody is allowed a hero. That's my hero. I may not go about things the way he wants me to, like today's show, but if I don't do it this way, then it's not going to be real. And that's the one thing that he respects is that, you know, I'm going to be as real as I possibly can until the day I die. That's my mentor. That's my superhero. That's the person that, you know, if I ever called anybody else father besides my father, it would be Pastor Scott. Then we had the powwow, the meeting with the elites, and not the elite Illuminati globalists, but the elite black powerful.
This is MAGA country, huh, baby? Hey, Brandon, this is MAGA country?
What's MAGA country?
This is MAGA country. Candace. This is MAGA country.
That's Candace's fiance. Fucking great, amazing guy.
This is MAGA. Derek.
Melissa, Derek.
This is MAGA country?
MAGA country.
Hey, Omar, this is MAGA country?
We got Omar there.
This is
We got Rob Smith. He's there.
MAGA country. Hey, Jesse, you going to jail, Jesse. And I'm going to tell you something, Jesse. I've been there, Jesse. And little itty bitty boys like you going to get treated nice in there, boy. I'm going to tell you that right now.
We had an amazing time, man. We had an amazing, super amazing time. Just, God is great. God is super great. They said that there was a boycott on Gucci, so while we was out there, I decided to be against the boycott. You know how that go. You know how that go. You know how that go. So I'm not a follower. I do what I want to do. I do what I want to do. If I blame a whole company from someone's mistake, then I'd be a damn fool. And I'm anything but a damn fool. Shout out to my sisters from another mister, Diamond and Silk. It was great seeing them at the White House. It was just a great seeing them at the White House. They did something at the Trump, but we was knocked out sleep when they were doing it. But it was just great meeting them, talking to them, and just telling them how I felt about them. This was like really, really great, man. Let me see. This is me at a rally before the Angel Mom rally.
And I'm the guy flipping New York City for our president. Okay? And I'm here to stand up for all of our angel mothers, for all of our angel fathers, for every patriot in here, for everyone that's called the glory, for every time the media has lied to you and told you that black people don't like Trump, for every time they told you that the Democrats had an answer. I'm here to tell you that they're liars. I'm here to tell you that we all are Americans. Yes. Every last one of us. We all bleed the same. We all cry the same. We all love the same. We love God. We love our country. And we love our guns.
God bless America. Just God bless America. It was great meeting people, talking to people. Of course, you know, I have the speech that I gave on the channel. It's up. This was just an amazing event. And then right from there, you know, I went to New York, and I want to shout out to Boy One. It's BUOY1. It's a seafood restaurant.
You want to come eat some seafood? Hold on, wait a minute.
Bayou.
If you need to eat some seafood and you in the city and you're in New York City,
you gotta go to.
You need to come here.
56 and 3rd. So on 56 and 3rd, people, go show support. What I need y'all to do is I need y'all to start finding all of the pro-Trump establishments that we can support and give our money to. We need to stop going into these restaurants that does not support our president, and we need to support every single conservative that's out here. Their businesses are the ones that deserve our dollars. Their businesses are the ones that deserve our loyalty and our support. We don't need to give our money to any motherfucking liberals that don't want us wearing MAGA hats inside of their restaurants. We don't need to give any support to any companies that aren't supportive of this president, because if they're not, then they're for the destruction of this country. And last but not least, I was in New York City and had the whole club, even though Cardi was playing at the time, I had the whole club for Trump, man. I go everywhere I want. I'm not worried about anything. New York City does not hate Trump, especially the blacks in New York City. And now I have something that I'm dropping called Gangsters for Trump. I will be taking 40 gangsters, felons, and gangbangers to the White House for a rally. We will be rallying outside the White House, and we will be showing the president support. I might have over 40 people there. Over 40 people. Shit, if I can, I would bring 1 million. If I could afford it, I would. I would. If I could afford it, I would. But 40 plane tickets at $500 a pop. $500 a pop. Hold on, let me just show you what the math looking like. That's $20,000 alone. And that's just averaging saying $500 a pop, because we know some plane tickets will be less, some plane tickets will be more. And then the average cost of the hotels, which will be, let me see, let's just be nice and say $200 a night, right? And let's say 3 nights is $600, and then times that by 40 is $24,000. So that would make it $44,000. $44,000. $44,000. I will be doing a GoFundMe for anyone that wants to help, because any and everything will be welcome. This is not easy to try to. Cowboys for Trump is definitely on the list. They will be there with us in support. The same representative we have representing us, Gangsters for Trump, actually does represent Cowboys for Trump. And it's Miss Aisha from Black Women Walk. So we exposed that these cowards are related to each other. We exposed that R. Kelly was a great deception, something to throw out there to try to take away the shine and the light off of what's going on. Now let's listen to what J. Smollett's family has to say.
Want to make great marketing videos? So fresh, they'll smack you in the face.
To see you guys on stage, really have your brother's back was so, I don't know, I don't see families like that. We don't see a lot of that on TV. It was really beautiful to see.
So now look, as they get this black token nigga bitch to get up there to talk to the rest of the token niggas that they put out there to try to keep you blind and dumb as fuck.
How important was that for you to be there to support your brother and to go to the mic? Because typically, it doesn't seem like you would do that in any other scenario.
I mean, it was extremely important for us to be there for sure.
You have the same
to
voice.
support.
We all have the same voice box.
Yeah. It was important for you to be there.
Yeah, it was important for us to put out the statement to be there. We're a strong family, and you know, he's healing, so we're happy.
Yeah. Are you nervous now about his security in Chicago? Have you talked about that as a family?
We've talked about a lot as a family.
This show basically comes from the family table in a lifestyle television show for TV One.
Well, in a way, it's actually because it includes the building. Jake builds, he does a DIY project, and I do the design, and then he heads up the meal that we make, and I do the dessert. So I do design and dessert. He does build and meal.
So how does it work? You go, you find the subject.
Yeah.
You go in, you mastermind how you're going to basically Smolletize her life, right?
Yeah, we're gonna.
So we make over a room and in their home just to bring it.
Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
J. Smollett's family is supporting his report of being assaulted outside his apartment building here in downtown Chicago. Meantime, police say they continue to investigate, looking for corroborating evidence of an attack. Chicago police have not
That's two black niggas.
Yet been able to locate these people.
They located them. Those are two big black niggas. Two big black niggas. Yeah, if I didn't know how to fight, they would be intimidating to me. The one thing I learned when learning how to fight is just because someone's big doesn't mean they know how to fight. They're just big. So, I mean, you probably have to work a little harder. But more than likely, if you can fight, you're going to beat them. But if I didn't know how to fight, these guys would be intimidated. These some big black niggas.
Of interest captured on surveillance cameras early Tuesday morning in the vicinity of the reported attack on Empire star J. Smollett. His family now speaking out on what they are calling a racial and homophobic hate crime. Writing, Jussie has told the police everything from the very beginning. His story has never changed, and we are hopeful they will find these men and bring them to justice.
That's right. He's the gay Tupac.
President Trump commented on the incident for the first time.
I think that's horrible. It doesn't get worse.
Chicago police, who have not spoken on camera about the incident, say they have no independent evidence to corroborate the.
Oh, but we got evidence now showing Jesse's a lawyer. Jesse's a liar. Jesse's a liar. It's quiet for them now, though. It's quiet for them now. People don't got shit to say. People don't got shit to say now. None of his family members got shit to say now. And now it's being reported that the DOJ may be looking into Kamala Harris for being involved. Please. Please, God, I beg of you, let this be true. Let it come out that she's involved. I beg you, please. I'll stop cursing on the show. Okay, I can't do that. I'll stop saying bitch so much on the show. That I'll do. I'll just call them dogs. If it comes out that Kamala Harris was receiving tweets, I'll stop calling all these wicked females bitches on my show, and I'll just call them dogs. Maybe I'll just start calling them dogs anyway. I will, though, if we find out that Kamala Harris was inside of his text messages. That I'll do. And I'll just call them dogs from here on out. I promise. I give my word. I'm a man of my word. I am a man of my word. Now we're going to get into AOC. Now we're going to get into AOC. And her $90 trillion fuck up. Hold on, y'all. I want to get the exact numbers. Just give me one moment, please. Just give me one moment. Okay, here we go. What happens when you let a dumbass barmaid become a congresswoman?
New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has unveiled new details of her much-talked-about Green New Deal. It's an so asking for support for a resolution which outlines a plan to eliminate carbon emissions in the United States in a decade. The letter reads, quote, "We call for a national social, industrial, and economic mobilization at a scale not seen since World War II," end quote. Christopher Clack, a physicist and founder of a clean energy consultancy firm, estimates the core of the plan could cost at least $2 trillion. He says, quote, "It's a daunting task, and I'm not sure that the authors of the Green New Deal fully comprehend how much they'll be needed."
Well, who's behind the Green New Deal? George Soros and others. And this deal will cost $93 trillion. For every household, that would be $650,000. Do you know the average American is in debt right now for $100,000 due to the deficit we already have? They're trying to turn this country into the Hunger Games. China and India are the world's leading countries in polluting the globe. This bitch's Green New Deal isn't to force China to go green. Nope. No. It isn't to force India to go green, whose waters are so fucking disgusting that if you go from the U.S. there, you are specifically told not to drink any of the water whatsoever unless it's bottled from a different source from another country. You are not allowed to go swimming in the waters there either. This deal would destroy this country. Every person who works at an airport will no longer have a job. The only people who will be able to fly will be corporate execs and politicians. You won't be able to fly where you want to go. Oh, wait. You can't drive there either because they'll take your vehicles from you. They expect you to ride your bicycle from New York to Detroit or Washington, D.C. Just get on your bicycle and start pedaling, nigga. For everyone that's a cab driver that drives Lyft or Uber or anything like that, you are not only out of a job, but you're out of your car. This will give the government permission to go in and take your shit. She's not talking about the chemtrails that's being spread all over the air. Nope. Not at all. Because this crazy bitch is bought and paid for. This is the exact problem that's wrong with this country. How the fuck did we get this far off, y'all? How did we lose our minds so much that stupid bitches like this get in position to even come up with dumb ass proposals like this? Bernie Sanders says, well, refuses to answer if he will force this country to go to socialism if he becomes president. Bernie Sanders is not going to become president. None of the Democratic hopefuls will become president because people see through the bullshit. She didn't have any money to get an apartment. Live Free or Die said AOC also redistributed wealth of her employees but kept every cent of her salary, even with the $10 million she got from Netflix. Because this bitch is bought and paid for. She didn't take 70% of that money and give it to anyone poor. People think we're stupid, but we're not. Let's watch this.
My Wix site is fast. How fast?
Not fast enough.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says her Green New Deal will save the planet. In exchange, we just give up cars and airplanes and rebuild every structure in the United States. We'll also, by the way, need to invent brand new forms of energy that science hasn't conceived of yet. How much will this cost? That's unclear. How will we pay for it? Unknown. Who will make this happen? Well, workers, obviously, though anyone who is, quote, unwilling to work will still get paid by the government. In other words, not all of the details have been ironed out as of tonight, and that's why we're grateful to Robert Hockett.
These people can't afford to take care of the problems they have now. How the fuck can they afford to build or do anything over in this country? These people can't afford to pay for the issues and problems we have now.
Is here. He's a law professor at Cornell. He's advising Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on the Green New Deal, and he joins us. Professor, thanks very much for coming on. So can I ask the obvious?
Look, every one of these socialists look dirty as fuck. Look at this motherfucker's hair, man. Unkept. Look at him.
Question.
Yo, I wish I could really say what I want to say, man. I really wish I could say what I want to say about all of these devil-worshipping motherfuckers. I wish I could tell you what I really wish would happen and what people really would do. But if I did, then they would definitely take this channel down off of YouTube, and it would just hurt the cause. But to every patriot out there that's in the armed forces, I'm going to tell you this. You have a sworn obligation to defend the Constitution from enemies, foreign and domestic. You took a sworn oath to do it. It's time you brothers start stepping up and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. There are enemies trying to destroy this country from within. We need it stopped.
Why would we ever pay people who are, quote, unwilling to work?
We never would, right? And AOC has never said anything like that, right? I think you're referring to some sort of document that some doctored document that somebody other than us has been circulating.
Oh, I thought that came right from her. That was in the background or from her office, is my understanding.
No. She's actually tweeted it out to laugh at it. If you look at her latest tweets, it seems that apparently some Republicans have put it out there. I don't know the details.
Good. Well, then thank you for correcting me. I mean, because it seemed a little ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as the idea that we're going to build enough light rail to make airplanes unnecessary, which I think actually is from.
I don't know where you got that either, Tucker. I actually believe that you're actually on our side about this. If you actually read the actual plan, right? There's nothing about getting rid of anything. It's about expanding menu options, right? I mean, there are many things we want to be able to do now, in addition to what we already do. So where's the airplane disappearance coming from? I'm not really clear on where that originates.
Well, I could actually get it for you. This is
that would be great.
Frequently asked questions released by her office, and I'm quoting from it. Yeah, maybe this is fraudulent, in which case I hope you'll correct me. Mm-hmm. But it says that the Green New Deal would, and I'm quoting, totally overhaul transportation, and that would mean, quote, building out high-speed rail at a scale where air travel would stop becoming necessary. Hawaii Senator Mazie Hirono responded to that by saying that would be hard for Hawaii. So I don't think that's made up. The senator from Hawaii. No. But I mean,
it apparently it's being misunderstood, right? We're really talking about expanding optionality here. We're not talking about getting rid of anything, right? We're talking about basically making it cost effective to move into more modern forms of technology, more modern forms of production, which would then enable people actually cost effectively to transition to that stuff. We're talking about requiring anything or prohibiting anything. That's sort of 1980s style environment.
Okay, but hold on. I don't want you to back away from what she herself has said. And all of this with the caveat that, a lot of this won't happen, maybe none of it, but these are the ideas that she's articulating. She did so on NBC last week.
I promise you, Tucker, I won't back away from anything she said. Indeed, we're pushing forward, right?
Then she said, at high speed.
Very high speed.
We're going to supplant all fossil fuels in 12 years.
Yes.
So
Okay,
so that would mean
that doesn't mean stop. That doesn't mean prohibiting them. It means rendering them obsolete by doing something better. And we can do it. This is America.
Then I'm glad. It's nice to have a smart person on the show to explain this. What about air travel, which is critical to our economy? This is a continental country.
It stays the same.
Okay,
right?
but no, because that requires fossil fuel.
We're talking about carbon neutrality. Remember, we're talking about net zero emissions. That doesn't mean that there's never any burning of anything, right? I mean, until we come up with solar panel flying airplanes, of course, we're not.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to correct you. Because this seemed like we were making news on the show. The unwilling to work thing was in her backgrounder. That has been absolutely confirmed. You're saying
definitely not.
Okay, so NBC and lots of other news outlets are saying that was in the background, and you're saying it's fraudulent.
That's erroneous, right? Now, there might be new details now that you know about that I don't, because I've been doing media all day. But the story all day.
Yeah, I think that was actually in the document. I read it as it came out.
Well, it's the wrong document, Tucker.
It's definitely the wrong.
Yeah, that's not us. No, we certainly don't.
So what you're saying is we're not getting rid of fossil fuels. Actually,
deny. That's what they do.
Even though you just said.
But it's in the document because I fucking read it too.
Yes,
were.
no, we're rendering them obsolete for most purposes that are used for now, right?
But air travel is a huge source, source.
Hence the word most before, right?
Okay.
We eliminate them for most purposes for which they're used now by rendering them obsolete.
So I've got 2 gasoline-powered cars at home.
But imagine how much better it's going to be when it's cost-effective to drive electric cars. But that can't be done simply by individuals, right? You have to coordinate. You have to have charging stations everywhere. And of course, individuals can't do that, right? So in that sense, the government is acting like a kind of orchestra conductor here. We're trying to coordinate some of that stuff that can only be centrally coordinated and enable everybody to act individually within that framework, right?
Yeah, I don't fully understand what you're saying, but let me on the low end, this would be the most expensive thing that the United States has ever undertaken, including rural electrification, the Second World War. And I'm just kind of wondering, in a country that's got more debt than it has GDP, how would we pay for that?
Well, here's the key, right? Remember that we racked up enormous debt to finance the Second World War effort and the New Deal and, of course, the interstate highway system in the 50s. But here's the key point. Here's a takeaway. I want you to remember this. I hope everybody will remember this. Remember that inflation is a relation, right? It's the relation between the quantity of money and the quantity of goods. Now, if the money that you're spending is resulting in the production of a great many more goods, you have no inflation problem. More production absorbs more expenditure. The problem with the $7 trillion that was spent during the Bush years and, of course, the last tax cut was that it wasn't actually productive. But note that even that didn't bring about inflation.
Okay, we're still not getting close to it. And by the way, I'm just getting all this in my ear. And we're actually going to follow up on this next week. Okay. That I'm willing to work line, which you're obviously embarrassed about, and you should be.
No, I'm not embarrassed.
That
it's just not us.
Document.
It's not embarrassing. No, Tucker. No, Tucker. No. We're not embarrassed by what's not ours. No, Tucker. We're not embarrassed by what's not ours. Okay.
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of that.
Yes, we are.
We're going to prove it one way or the other, and I hope you will come back.
I will.
Professor, thank you.
Thanks so much.
I'm glad. I'm always grateful when people on the other side come on, including you. Thank you.
What are you doing here? It's Batman.
Something inside of him just... So AOC made a complete fool of herself last week because her team released an insane Green New Deal plan. They released it on her website. It was up for hours and hours and hours and hours. And then it was pulled down because this document, the 6-page document, showed that the Democratic program on the Green New Deal is fully insane. It suggested we should abolish airplanes in favor of trains. It suggested we were going to build charging stations, quote unquote, everywhere, that we were going to retrofit or rebuild every building in the United States. It suggested that we were going to make sure that we had vacation time and full health care and full parental leave and full payment for people who were unable and unwilling to work. I mean, the plan was...
But you know what? I read the document to my motherfucking self, and I know I'm not a fucking idiot. Okay? These people got to be stopped, man. We have a president being investigated for some shit that never even happened, while people are even talking about allowing Hillary Clinton for a second run in 2020. We have done everything in our power to show that this country is united. We even elected a fake-ass black man and had him in office for 8 whole years so he can do absolutely nothing but push a homosexual agenda. Shit you not. Shit you not. All of our armed service members took an oath to defend this Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. You brothers need to step up and start upholding your oath. I have stopped smoking marijuana. I had gave it up. I quit cold turkey. I quit cold turkey because within 90 days, I will be trying to join the Army Reserves. And if I'm unable to, then at least I know I tried. Because I don't want to be the guy that just talks about it. I want to be the guy that gets up to get it done. If we continue to let these people put our sons in dresses and allow our daughters to see penises when they're in kindergarten, when they're not supposed to. I mean, they already took everything you have. They already took your right to choose if you homeschool your child or not. They already took God out of the schools and they replaced it with Sharia law, like schools in San Diego right now, where they're forcing you to adhere to Muslim principles, but they're not forcing Muslims to adhere to American principles. It can never be right for anyone to marry a 14-year-old child, male or female. It can never be acceptable to cut off a female's clitoris because you want to, because your religion says that she's property. None of these individuals leave their countries and go to Saudi Arabia or any other countries because they're not even allowed there. They come here because they know that they can walk all over us. I want to thank the Supreme Court in Alabama that ruled that unborn children are humans. Hopefully we can get the law passed by the sick-ass governor in New York repealed. My friend told me when I was in the club, right before I go, because we're about to end the show. But he said to me, be blessed, brother. Because they're going to kill you. I just got the goosebumps. I shit you not, I don't know if you can see. I just got goosebumps saying it. And then he looked at me, and he put his hand out. He took my hand, and he brought me close. This brother's bigger than I am. This brother's bigger, a lot bigger than I am. He's about 6'3", probably 280 pounds. He's a big dude. And as you know, he brought me close to him. He looked me in my eyes as if he wanted to cry. And he said, be blessed, brother, because I've been watching you and you're doing something different. But they're going to kill you. You know, I joke a lot about my death and, you know, just what we know can come. But if I'm not prepared to die to save this planet, then I'm not a man. I want to live forever. I want to have children. I want to watch them grow up in a free country where they're able to be free and they're not subjected to what we're going through now. But if I don't get to see it, then at least I know I gave everything I could to try to make it happen. I'm well aware of how dangerous I am to the Democratic Party. And people ask me, what do I fear? You know, they see the alligator. They see, you know, I'm not afraid of anything, and they see that I go straight for the jugular. But I do fear something. I fear that if I die, that there won't be anyone to step up to continue. I fear that if I die, that black people we'll just sweep it under the rug. That's the only fear I have. Every person born is meant to die. Every last one of us. I want to die old and in my bed, going to sleep. But if I don't, and I am killed before that, the only people who can make my fears come true is you. If you let everything that I'm doing happen and just end up in vain. If you allow everything I've said to be silenced, then it truly was worth nothing. I could easily sell out everybody, go for cash and not struggle, and not have to worry about how I maintain, or how we, me and my wife, maintain our bills and, you know, everything else that we have, my family and everything else that we take care of. I don't mind struggling so as long as I know that I'm helping you. And I don't mind dying for you so as long as I know that it helped you. I'm going to pull up something real quick before I go. A friend of mine's Instagram. Won't even let me pull up Annie's account no more. It says you're private, Annie. There's a sign in Central Oregon for gay pride, and there's a little boy on the poster dressed as a girl, and it says bring the kids, fun, games, prizes, kiddie zone, pizza. And you're going to have a bunch of men in clothes with their ass cut out, wearing thongs and G-strings. We have to protect our children, our women, and the men of this nation, because men are under attack, women are under attack, and children are under attack by a group of individuals that have no regard for us whatsoever. If we don't put an end to this before it's too late, it will be too late. The show will go on an hour before the show airs tonight. You should see the post letting you know and notifying you that there should be a show tonight. There will definitely be a show tomorrow morning. We are back on. I don't have any immediate business dealings that will take me away from the platform and the show. We have more subscribers now. We have 8,000 subscribers, but they continuously stop the notifications and they don't allow people to actually view the show. So if you can catch it and share it, share it. Try to get it up as much as possible. Again, I want to thank Bayou One, which is located on 3rd and 56th Avenue in Manhattan. It's a great seafood restaurant. They are conservative, and I'm asking you to support them if you're in New York City. I want to thank SRG Fashions. There will never be anyone that will rep your company like I will. I'll be wearing your suits in my casket. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay American. And remember, fuck the other side, bitch. We don't care.